can't do it. I'm not motivated. I want you to hear those words for what they truly are. They are not a statement of fact. They are a surrender document, a white flag your weakest self waves before the battle has even begun. It's a pathetic, whimpering excuse. And in the quiet moments when the noise fades, you know it. You feel the hollowness of that lie in the pit of your stomach. The fear you're feeling isn't fear of the task. Let's be brutally honest. The real terror, the gut-wrenching, sleep-stealing dread, is the phantom of your own future. It's the ghost of the 80-year-old you, sitting in a rocking chair, haunted not by the things he did, but by the ghosts of the things he didn't. He's drowning in the thick, tar-like regret of a potential never touched, a life lived in the safe, shallow end of the pool. That is the fear that should be driving you, not some temporary discomfort. I was a grandmaster of procrastination, a black belt in avoidance. For 3 solid years, my greatest skill was not starting. My most important life exams, crammed into a single panic-fueled night. I only ever moved when the pressure cooker of my own failing life built up so much steam, it threatened to blow the lid off. I was overweight, deeply unhappy, a spectator in my own existence, watching peers climb ladders while I was still looking for the bottom rung. I remember one specific run, more of a wheezing shuffle, past a graveyard. At over 300 pounds, every gasp was a struggle, and a thought, cold and clear as a headstone, cut through the pain. I wonder how many people in this ground are absolutely furious at the life they didn't live. In that moment, I made a vow, a primal, non-negotiable pact with myself. Do not die like this. What I discovered next wasn't a secret pill or a hidden life hack. It was a fundamental reframing of reality itself. It's not easy, but its simplicity is disarming. It transformed me from the inside out. This channel's growth, this physical transformation, it wasn't born from talent. It was forged by murdering one idea, the need for motivation. The pivotal shift came from a single sentence by Alex Hormozy. This is what hard feels like. That was the mental revolution. I had been laboring under a catastrophic misunderstanding. I was waiting for motivation to arrive like a bolt from the blue, a magical emotional state that would make action effortless. I believed starting should feel good. I was an idiot. That resistance, the heavy, nauseous feeling in your gut when you even think about the task, the internal toddler screaming, "I don't wanna," that isn't an obstacle. That is the terrain. That feeling right there, in all its ugly discomfort, that is what hard feels like. The work isn't the thing that comes after you overcome the feeling. The feeling is the first part of the work. It was never meant to be easy. Name one CEO, one Olympic champion, one artist who built a legacy who says they woke up every single day feeling like doing the brutal, repetitive, lonely grind. They don't exist. They didn't feel like it. They did it anyway. They understood that motivation is the most unreliable business partner you could ever have. You cannot wait for the stars to align, for your mental weather to be perfect, to start building your life. That forecast never comes. The perfect starting day is a mirage that keeps you dying in the desert. You need a system, an anti-fragile protocol that works especially when you feel broken. It starts by discarding the flimsy concept of motivation and embracing the unbreakable framework of discipline. Discipline is the alchemy of turning "I hate this" into "this is who I am." It's doing what you despise, but doing it with the focus and respect of a master craftsman. You don't have it? Good. Neither did I. It's not a trait you're born with. It's a muscle you build rep by agonizing rep. Here is the exact neuroscience-backed blueprint. Protocol number 1, the Huberman Hard Reset. Neuroscientist Andrew Huberman uncovered a brutal, elegant fix. When you're paralyzed in that unmotivated swamp, logic won't save you. Your thinking brain is the problem. You must bypass it with extreme physical action. The rule: do something objectively, physically harder, and more effortful than the task you're avoiding. I deployed this recently. I had an edit looming. 8 hours of "I'll start soon" passed, so I laced up and ran 6 kilometers. I didn't want to run, but when I returned, drenched and spent, the mental wall around the editing task had vanished. It felt simple, almost easy. The psychology is flawless. Your brain, faced with a genuine physical challenge, recategorizes your mental resistance as trivial. You reset the difficulty scale. The task you're avoiding is no longer the hardest thing you'll do that day. Protocol number 2, forge your willpower. The AMCC muscle. This is the cornerstone. Deep in your brain sits a structure called the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, AMCC. Researchers don't just call it the seat of willpower. They speculate it might be the physical substrate of the will to live. Here's the paradigm-shifting truth. This brain region is a muscle. It atrophies when you choose comfort. It hypertrophies, grows, when you consistently choose the thing you do not want to do. It's smaller in obese individuals and expands when they diet. It's significantly larger in elite endurance athletes and special forces operatives. It remains robust in centenarians who live with purpose. Every time you resist the snooze button, every time you choose the salad over the fries, every time you open the textbook instead of the TikTok app, you are not just acting with willpower. You are performing literal brain surgery. You are adding biological bulk to the very core of your resolve. When people say, "You're so disciplined, you're just built that way," they are committing intellectual theft. They are robbing you of your own agency. I was not blessed. I was a construction site. I built this mind brick by brick through 1,000 daily decisions to embrace the suck. How you start building today. The professional's code. The amateur is ruled by the weather of his emotions. He works when he feels like it. The professional is ruled by his calendar and his standards. He shows up at the same time, to the same place, and does the work, period. The weather inside his head is irrelevant. You have a decision to make right now. Which one are you? You must force the action. The first week will feel like trying to start a car with a dead battery in the middle of winter. It will groan and protest. But by day 7, you'll feel a spark, a flicker of momentum. That momentum is the most addictive substance on earth, the compound interest of small daily victories. I witnessed this explosion firsthand, from 400 invisible subscribers to a thriving community of thousands. From a body I was ashamed of to the strongest, most capable version of myself I've ever known. The catalyst was never a feeling. It was a decision that became a practice. The lie you've been sold is, "I can't act because I don't feel the right way." The emancipating truth is, I can feel terrified, exhausted, and utterly pathetic, and I can still take the next right action. Say it out loud, then prove it with your next move. Every dawn presents the same referendum. Yesterday, I voted for the run. Today, the ballot is in my hand again. Blank. Right now, in this exact second, the polling booth is open for you. Will you cast your vote for comfort and its guaranteed dividend of future regret? Or will you endorse the brief, acute pain of discipline, which pays out in the compound currency of lifelong pride? This is the only equation that matters. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. The choice is yours. It always has been. Now make the right one. Through hard work, we grow.